Hi, chemistry students. This is Mrs. Herrick, and I wanted to just take some more time to help you with this first problem, number 81. I recently sent out a picture of me getting to the online questions. These are from the textbook, physical textbooks that we've been using over the years, and I sent that out on Remind. And then this version, you can see on 81, the gold problem, the ones I highlighted in gold are the actual conversion factors. And there's this one, a second one, and then a third one. What I did here, and I'm going to send this out as an additional page, is how I was showing you in the actual question. They don't really even get to the problem or what you're asking for until the end of the question, where it's in blue. So as you look over these, each one's different, okay? And as you see it, it just starts going out and says something troy ounce equals to so many of these units called grains. And grains are a unit used with pharmacists, and they're smaller than a gram, and they did a lot of different units over all the times, over centuries that pharmacy has been a thing. And so a grain is smaller than a gram, but it's a different kind of unit than milligram or microgram or gram. But so first thing you see is a conversion, okay? Something equals something else. Then it says what a grain is. A grain is equal to so many milligrams. And that's not even telling you the question, okay? Then it says if the price of gold at this time of the time of the book is $560 per troy ounce, then what is the cost of 1 gram of gold? So this part right here, the part that I highlighted in blue on the picture, is actually the question. So the goal is to go from grams of gold to the multiple steps to get to some type of money or cost. And they didn't even get to the question to the very end of the problem. And you're going to see that in the other problems, okay? You're going to see different things like mass of a kernel is so much grams. And if a pound equals so many ounces and an ounce equals so many grams, that's just conversions. Then it says how many kernels of popcorn, that's what you're looking for, and as what you're wanting, are there in so many pounds of popcorn. So you're going to see that in each of the problems. They're going to have actual conversions in the sentences, okay? So I'll keep going on this first one, okay? And I highlighted the question in blue on the online page, and then I was trying to show you each conversion. The troy ounce is 480 grains. A grain is so many milligrams of mass, and then so much money for troy ounce. And then I also added in, because you need to see how milligrams and grams are equated, so I also added 1,000 milligrams to one gram. That's supposed to be a gram there, a gram. Kind of looks like a grain, but I'm just saying a gram there. So I'm going to close my computer screen and then just focus on helping you go through these steps, okay, to help you out. And maybe this will help clear it up a little bit, and then we'll try to go through probably one more in class, then let you guys work on more of these. And then also we're going to learn about converting 2 units at a time, which I'm going to introduce with you tomorrow as well. Okay, let me switch this over, move the computer screen away here so I can write on my paper. Okay, let me put that down on the side. Sorry, I'm moving my phone, the video here, sorry about that. Okay, so I know this isn't enough room, so I got another sheet of paper here. But the point is, excuse me how I'm moving my phone here, sorry, is that you're starting with a gram of gold, and you want to go from grams to milligrams, or excuse me, you really want to go and get your gram to a milligram. Yes, you need to take a gram to milligram because the conversions involve a milligram. And then you're going to do milligram to grain, and then you're going to do a grain to a troy ounce, and then you're going to do a troy ounce to money. Now this is money back in like 2005, 2006. It's been a while, but we are going to maybe check it out and see what the money of 1 gram of gold is today in 2025. Okay, now this isn't enough room, so I went ahead and got a new sheet of paper with it pretty wide apart so I can maybe work through the problem with you. Okay, we did have we said there was 1,000 milligrams to a gram. We said there was 64.8 milligrams to 1 grain. Okay, we said that, let me just make sure I'm going on memory here. And then, sorry, one moment, my paper blew. I'm out in my backyard here on my patio, so hold on a second. Again, sorry for the mess up, but I don't want to rechange this video. Anyway, sorry about that. And then we have a grain, it's 1 troy ounce or 480 grains. Again, that's a pharmacy unit. If anybody of you guys are thinking about pharmacy as a career, you'll definitely be getting into the grain unit quite often. So it's 480 grains is equaling 1 troy ounce. 1 troy ounce is a British unit, and then we have 1 troy ounce equaling, and that's usually used for carats, like the quality of gold and silver, diamond, that kind of thing. Okay, so that unit, troy ounce, is used for that. And then this is going to take it to money. 1 troy ounce is going to be equaling at that time at $560. Okay, now these are not this obviously is the one you needed to know ahead of time. Okay, but this here is metric, and then this one is written in the sentences above at the beginning of the problem. This one is at the beginning of the problem, and this one was at the beginning of the problem, and it was a story problem, like in sentences. Okay, but you got to find those things that equal other things in the problem as you're trying to do each one of these. Okay, so we're going to take a gram, and obviously it equals 1,000 milligrams, so we're going to put the 1,000 on top. We're basically going from 1 to 1,000, so we're going to have 1,000 milligrams. Okay, then we're going to take a milligram and we're going to set it up using the green in the milligram. We want to get rid of the milligram, so we're going to put 64.8, and the milligram is going to be on the bottom, so they cancel out. The milligram and this milligram unit cancel out. What does a milligram equal? It equals a grain, so that's what you're going to put on the top, a grain. So you're going to be using the 1,000 milligrams, and because they're on the bottom, you're going to divide by 64. That gets you into grains. Then you're going to take grains to troy ounce. So we're going to put what we're trying to get rid of, grain, at the bottom. So we're going to use the 480 grains. We want to cancel it out, so we're going to take the 480 on the bottom, and that's 480 grains equaling 1 troy ounce. I'm just going to write it T and then OZ to save room. Okay, and then that cancels out the grains. Okay, and now we're in troy ounce, but eventually we got to get to money, because money is what we're wanting. We're wanting money. Okay, so at the very end, we're going to put money on top, the $560 on the top, and we're going to have it down to equaling 1 troy ounce. So we're going to put the troy ounce on the bottom. And the whole point that's different about the problem here is that it's not like they're not listed separately for you. They're not on a list of conversions. They're in the sentences, okay, except for this one, of course. That's the one that might have made it kind of difficult to make the connection. I get that. But we're going to transfer this, okay, and the grams cancel out because they're opposite. The milligrams cancel out because they're up and down opposite. The green and this green are canceling, okay, and we have those units are gone. And then we're going to get rid of the troy ounce with this troy ounce. Then all we have left is money. That's all we have left, okay. So as we do the math here, and we do this first step, we have 1,000 milligrams. We're going to divide by 64. That's going to be about 15. So we're going to take, sorry about the wind here.